Are you a coffee person struggling to find the ultimate mug? Well, look no further, because this is it. I found it. This is the ultimate mug. You can stop looking. I've won. I got this from World Market, by the way. This is a fellow Carter Move mug, and I've been using mine nearly every day for the past 2.5 years. And I like it so much, and I've gotten so much use out of it, that I thought that I would make a series of videos. Now, I browse the fellow website pretty regularly, just looking for new products that they've dropped. And I noticed that they started to make new lids for the Move mug, and I was like, well, gotta try those. I already had the Move mug with the OG lid, so I ordered the 360 sip lid and the slide lock lid separately. But I noticed that they do have a listing where you can buy a mug and all 3 lids as a bundle. So I made a graph. Look at this graph! Grading each lid out of 5 on drinkability, ergonomics, leak proofiness, overall aesthetics, and travel worthiness. And based on these clearly scientific results, I gotta say that the winner is the OG lid, which also happens to be my personal favorite, but I'm biased because it's the one that I've been using the longest. But I thought that I would go over each lid and talk about my results using them, so you can decide which one might be the best for you. So the mug itself, some basics here. Stainless steel construction, double wall vacuum, ceramic interior. The first iteration of the Carter was the Everywhere mug. And I love the shape and the design of this. It's shorter, it's stouter. The width of it allows for a lot of the coffee aroma to come through. One special thing about the Everywhere mug is that you can brew an AeroPress into it. You can't fit it into cup holders, and it has the ability to splash. So Fellow followed up with the Move mug, which has a sleeker profile, can fit in cup holders, comes with a splash guard. Time for a breakdown. The Carter Move mug with the original Move lid and splash guard. The good. Leak proof, super heat retentive. You can travel anywhere with it. It's very easy to drink from with the splash guard in, and an added benefit of the splash guard is that it aerates the coffee as it passes out of it. And in my opinion, the capsule shape is kind of iconic. The bad. You have to twist it on and off every time you want to use it, so at that point it's basically a glorified thermos. Sometimes if you're not paying attention to what you're doing and you don't have good hand-eye coordination, you can, yes, bonk your teeth against the metal lip. And here's a review of someone that's done just that. And I've done it, but that's on me. If you invert the mug anytime you have liquid in it, it can cling to this little chrome bit right here, and sometimes it takes an added tap to get that liquid off. The 360 sip lid, the good. I like the height that it adds to the mug, and it gives it this straight profile, which is quite nice. The splash guard magnet is cool, but the holes themselves are naturally good at blocking splashes. However, it adds to the clean look, and the snap of the magnet is super cathartic. And if you feel you don't need it, then yes, you can always use it as a fridge magnet. It's perfect for someone that keeps their mug in one place, either only at home or only at work, and doesn't travel anywhere with it. But if they do travel with it, then preferably in a car. It's great for sipping, probably the best sipping experience out of the 3 lids. And it's nice that you can approach it from any angle. And you only need one hand to use it. The bat. There's a bit of a catch to this. So I said it's great for sipping, but if you tip it ever so slightly too much, then liquid can just come rushing out at your face, which is not always a perfect thing. And obviously it's not leak proof, but it's not leak proof. The slide lock lid. The good. It's fun to use, and you can kind of lock it into different positions. And you know, if you're someone that fidgets with things, then this is kind of like a fun product to use. It blocks most spills, not all. I would say that this lid is the best for car use or any type of machinery, really, because you don't have to look at it in order to open it and drink from it. The bad. It has to be disassembled to be cleaned, and it comes with instructions. I threw those away, but I do remember that this lid is composed of 5 separate parts, and 6 if you count the rubber seal, which I do. It isn't completely leak-proof. Some amount of force will cause liquid to come out of it. Sometimes a vacuum is created in the mug. Taking multiple sips from it sometimes will cause the flow to slow, and just the last bits of coffee just kind of get stuck in the mug. So there's this little indentation here where you're supposed to push down, but I find myself more often than not pushing from the edge, and if my hands are dirty, then I'm touching that with my mouth. But I do feel like the lid might be slightly over-designed. I still like it. So now I have all of these lids, and I don't need all of these lids. So I think this product being sold as a bundle is kind of unnecessary. It may take up more space than it's ultimately worth. I think as an entity overall, Fellow Products is fairly important for the coffee space. And the reason I say that is because of 2 things. First, their products are design focused, and what this means is that people are incentivized to purchase them and brew more coffee at home than they otherwise would have. The second reason I think is important is because they've created the Carter line, and they have all these different lids and color combinations and sizes to help people identify with the product that they're using to seek out the best possible version of that product for their own lifestyle. And what this ultimately means is that people are drinking more coffee out of mugs and less coffee out of plastic to-go cups. And I think that's super necessary for us as a culture, is to move away from using to-go cups and move towards an own cup, a travel mug culture. I have been using a lot less plastic to-go cups than I otherwise would have because I'm using this mug. But one issue is, where do I put all of these? It turns out I ended up ordering a set of 2 magnetic shelves off of Amazon, and one shelf is for the mugs and the other shelf is just for the lids. Link in the description below, because I find on their own they are super useful. But all iterations of the Carter mug have one unsolved problem. And that is, why do I gotta be carrying this thing around all the time? Like, it's really cold outside and I wanna put my hands in my pockets, but I can't, because one hand has to hold the camera and the other hand has to hold this mug. So, if you're a coffee person like me, you may have heard of this other brand that makes coffee and teaware called Quinto. And they make their own line of travel mugs. And they also make a sling so you can carry them around, which I think is super cool. I went onto their website, and the sling comes in 3 sizes. And I ordered the one that I thought was gonna be right based on the dimensions listed. And it came in, and I tried it out, and it didn't fit. So I thought, well, Steven, you do leathercraft and you can make stuff. Why don't you just make your own? So I just made my own and tested it out in various conditions, rock jumping, and it works pretty well. And in my next video, I'll be talking more about it. The Fellow Carter mug sling, how I made it, and how you can make it too and customize it to your own tastes with different colors and materials. Also, thanks to everyone following this channel. We just recently passed the 100 subscriber mark. So thank you to the 70 bots and 30 real people following this channel. I appreciate you. And that's it. Peace.